So yesterday, this is how much dirt we hauled back here. It was probably already 18 inches high, but now we're probably 4 feet high above ground. We started, well, as far as you can see, backing down there and just dumping rows of dirt. I just knocked it down a couple times so he could drive the truck out. But what I'm going to do, I'm going to come in here now with the dozer, widen it out, and raise the road up. Well, it's already raised up, but widen it out and grade everything out. And then the big piece of pipe gets to go right here. So I'm not going to cut this down a whole lot, maybe 6 inches or so, but I'll probably dig it out so that the pipe's a little bit lower, but it should have plenty of cover. The 18-inch pipe down here is definitely going to have plenty of cover, and then whatever dirt is left, I'm going to push down there for that pipe. So let's get to grading. Now it's time to start putting in the culvert pipes. I'm going to start with the furthest one right here. It's where the first 18-inch pipe will go. I'm going to skim all the clay out and then take the, probably some mud and a little bit of junk on each end. Throw that over here to the side, stick the pipe in, and then cover it back up. drain too good if it's below grade. Kind of make sure it's centered up right, and we'll go ahead and cover it up. All right, the pipe is in there nicely. Now we're going to cover it up. Careful and not get too happy packing around this stuff and smash it. I'll get it roughed in and then I'll come back with the dozer and blade over everything, and then the skid steer and kind of dress everything up nice and pretty at the end. So I'll do this, track over it, pack it down. And then move on to the next one. I'm working on the bigger crossing that gets the 36-inch diameter pipe. Everything dug out so that it will lay in here. Clean all the, I left all the sticks and roots in the bottom of this ditch just because there was a little bit of water coming down there and it was actually kind of filtering through there. I didn't want to dam it up and create a pond on this side. So I got to skim all the dry dirt off the top and then dig all that crap out. The larger diameter pipe will make up for the lack of dirt I'm going to have after digging all this out. It should though. I'll keep cleaning this out and we'll go ahead and set the pipe in place and cover it up. Time to set the big pipe. So if you're a newbie, I wouldn't recommend this method of moving pipe because you can very easily smash it if you don't have the gentle touch. I mean, I'm barely even. It's almost ready to fall out. I mean, you can't really grab these things and you'll smash them. You better just put a strap around it. One big culvert pipe installed. You can actually see the fall on it. That's even good. Didn't even get down there and look at it. Let's see. It might need to go this way just a smidgen. I tried to straighten it up a little bit. When you put pipes in that angle, you lose a little bit of width. So the creek was over there. I kind of cut it a little bit straighter. Don't really have many options. The pass is a little bit wider. The pipe only comes in 20-foot pieces. You really need like 25, but you end up with, you don't need 40. I think that'll work. If anything, I might go just a touch bit more. Maybe not a whole lot. Just a little, couple inches. There we go. End up having to scrape up a little bit more dirt. Might have to dig another hole and bury that, but I'll have enough dirt to get this covered back up pretty good. And then we'll go. So all 3 pipes are in now. I'm gonna run over it with the dozer, get everything graded in there pretty good, then come back down here with the skid steer and kind of slick everything up, track it in. Okay, so I got everything scraped over with the dozer. I'll come down here with the skid steer and kind of clean up the last little bit, but all the pipes are put in. This one's probably the shallowest, and it's actually a little bit lower than the creek, so I couldn't really, we still got about 12 inches of cover. I couldn't really go down much deeper. If not, it wouldn't really drain too well. So it ended up turning out to be a nice little path through the woods here. It took a lot of dirt, as you can tell. Had to raise this up to kind of get it up out of the low-lying area right here. The big culvert, it's kind of right here in the curve. I hated that it was right here. It kind of makes it a little bit narrow, but I can't really change where the creek's at. It's still probably 15-16 feet wide up top. So there is the 36-inch pipe. I kind of straightened the creek out a little bit, and it had a big curve in it. I just got it where it'll go straight. And then the other 18-inch pipe is right over there. That was actually the wettest spot right there, where I had to bury all that brush and logs to be able to get back here. But I got all that dug out and dug that hole and put the dirt in there, and the new pipe should be good to go now. This is the main channel, but those are just like 2 little side streams, I guess, or runoff ditches. Let's go work on the pond overflow now. Got the laser set up and the overflow pipe, well, one of the 3 pieces of pipe. I'm going to start digging the trench for it to go in. It's actually going in the corner of this pond because that is, well, actually the shortest distance to the creek channel. If I put it in the center, I'd have to run about 200 feet of pipe to get to the ditch over there. So I'm going to put it right here and angle it right towards the old ditch in the woods. So I'm digging the pipe for the overflow now. That dirt's like really packed. For those of you that didn't believe the skid steer pack it, that's not going anywhere. That's what you want. You want some dirt that doesn't perk. It means water won't go through it. I am. About a ½ inch too high up here and about 2 inches as it comes towards the machine. I'm going to skim that down just a little bit. See what that looks like. I like that. All the topsoil I stripped out from behind the, or for the pond, where the pond dam was going to go. See how the material changed? Topsoil. That's fine, I'll keep that separate, put it right back. Let me check that, and I'm going to keep digging on. pipe is in. Got all the pipe laid. Got the level on there, a little bit of dirt around it. I'm gonna go ahead and take the excavator and backfill it with dirt to the top of the pipe, and then go ahead and compact it into place.
See, sometimes you just got to get all up and close and personal. Get up in there. You want me to look at it or stand on it?
Just stand down there and hold it level. When I put dirt around it, it's gonna try to rock.
Gotcha.
Back and forth.
Whee! Let's see if I can go for a swim. Oh shit, man.
Get dirty.
It's all good. Look at that, see? This is where Chris buries me. If you don't like my channel. It's like, here's your behind the scenes. All right. Well, there you go. Overflow is in. I did not get a ton of footage on the GoPro, but I got a decent amount with the drone, as I've probably already shown at this point. And there you go. So, like I thought, that's the water level right at the topsoil area. Look at that. Leaving that rock. Great. I'm assuming it'll probably smooth out the dam again a little bit. There you go. Getting it done, getting it done, getting it done, done.
All right, so I got my ditch dug up there that's going to tie the two ponds together. Once that one's full, it'll run over into this one. And got the overflow put in. Now it's time to pick all the tools up and bring the dozer down here and grade over this, fix that, and I'm pretty much done here. I'm going to bring the tractor tomorrow with the grass seeder on it. He's already bought all the grass seed. We got about 1,000 pounds to put out. Yeah, a lot of grass seed to put out, but it should make pretty quick work of it with the tractor. So I got to finish grading all this out and clean up around the overflow drain. So it's going to pour in right there and then come out right down here and then run off into the ditch down there. Well, today is the day, and that is the last day. So got the tractor loaded up this morning, and I have the seeder on the back. Of course, you know, like always, it would rain last night, so it's a little bit muddy out here, so we don't make too big of a mess. But today is the day we're going to start seeding everything. He's going to get those tires and haul them off. But I got 1,000 pounds of grass seed to put out. I'm going to start up here and just kind of work my way back, go down the road and the back there. And I've also got my drag. He's going to hook behind the four-wheeler and go behind me and just kind of drag over it some. It should go into this soft ground pretty good. I hate that it did rain, because it was really powdery out here, and it would have mixed the grass seed in very nicely. So we're not going to straw, just seed it and drag it there. Should embed it in the ground enough. With enough moisture here, it should pop on up pretty quickly. So I'm going to do a walkthrough when I get done, but let me go ahead and get unloaded. Still got to shovel and clean all the equipment off, but I'm going to go ahead and get this seed put out in case it rains again this afternoon. Would you believe somebody stacked all the grass seed up where the rain could blow in on it?
Well, that was to get it ready for germination.
Okay, for hydroseeding now, right?
Yeah, exactly. Hydroseeding
with a spreader. We're gonna have to fire that helper. I don't know who did that. Well, the good news is only like 2 bags really got wet. Yeah, see, all the stuff in the back's good. We'll spread those first.
We use those to block.
They'll be green by the time we leave today. You can hear it sprouting if you listen very quietly. All right, so as everybody knows, it's really not a great time of the year to be planting grass seed, except for, you know, Bermuda grass. But we got to do something on these, all this clearing to kind of stabilize it. So in the front right here, you kind of really want it to be a pasture. So we're doing a Carolina coastal seed mixture. It's got fescue and millet in it, and I'm not sure why it's got ryegrass in it. I don't know if that'll sit for winter time. And then it's got the red fescue, the creeping red, and Bermuda grass, some centipede, and then all your other stuff. Just, you always have a little bit of just inert matter is what they call it. And all this is going in the front field, and there's not a label on that bag, but the other stuff, it's down there. I'll show you what's in that when we get to it. But it's just a fescue and millet contractor's mix. It comes up really good, and it does hold the ground, kind of stabilize everything and keep it from washing. So all this is going in the front. It's right at 1,000 pounds. That's pretty much 200 pounds per acre. So let's get to putting some seed in the spreader. Looks like the mice and squirrels are already trying to get into it. There's the millet right there, the small seed. We'll have some grass here now. All right, let's get to it.
Says Mr. Beady Good doesn't do any work.
If I'm not mistaken, I've done all the heavy lifting around here but today.
Well, that's because I'm weak. Did you see?
How do you go to bed at night knowing you're so weak?
This is struggle.
Somebody wouldn't hold the bag still long enough. Oh. One more.
Can't hold it.
You dug it out. I had it great.
The Mason kit.
That's right now.
Coastal seed.
They misprinted that one. I'm not ink. That's got green stuff in it. That's actually got the Bermuda in it, or some of these.
Huh. That's interesting.
That is very interesting. Well, none of that had it in there.
Spring summer. That's just summer.
That's spring summer too.
Oh, is it?
Yeah. It's got the exact same label. The other ones didn't have the. That's your
Carolina summer.
Bermuda grass. Right there, the blue seed. But the only put like 5 pounds per acre out. No, that hasn't. Weird. Well, this is going to be up here where it matters. So.
Oh, see, look, that's what I planned.
Okay. Interesting.
Take luck over, what is it?
Luck over being good?
Yeah, you need that?
Huh. I was wondering why I couldn't see the Bermuda seat.
I kind of feel like they ripped me off on most stuff.
Like, that's printed in a nice bag too, in plain Jane machine. We're stuck. We had to take the drag apart. Well, one end of the drag off, so it lightened it up some.
You just want to see if it jerks me off the 4-wheel. I know what you want. Yeah, made it a little bit.
Maybe you just need more weight on here.
Yeah.
Don't throw me off now. Here we go. Oh, back on up some more. Let's just go for it. It's got all that dirt wedged up on it. I'm ready. Oh, that didn't go as planned. Take 2. I told him to go downhill. Isn't it amazing how well it drags going downhill? It's just building up on that track. Yeah, we need to get that undone. All right, take 3. I was able to pull it up and get it where he could move. I told him, I was like, once you get going, don't stop. As you can tell, we got a lot of seed down, and then once you drag it, it just kind of lightly puts the dirt over top of it, mixes the seed in. Stands a whole lot better chance on coming up and the birds from eating it. Yeah, that's gonna be perfect. It's just right over there where all that loose dirt was. That old clay got so wet and sticky. Luckily he's got like 5 kids, so they can come out here and pick all these sticks up. It really does leave a nice finish. out up front. That'll be 600 pounds we put on the 3 acres up here. Oh, it's a little muddy right here. We're sliding. Oh, we're still sliding. I hate that it's so wet, but I really wanted to get this put out because once you grade over everything and it rains on it, it turns back hard as concrete and the grass seed won't penetrate. And I really didn't want to have to grade all over 5 acres again to break it up. So we'll do this and drag it. It'll be all right. All right. Well, this is probably the last video I'll take back here. Got everything seated. He's running over it, dragging it. I'm gonna run. I probably got 80-90 pounds left. I'm gonna run it out back down the trail, and that'll be it. I'll fly the drone over and kind of check everything out. Everything up front turned out nice. The drag really kind of covers everything up and smooths it out a little bit better. Well, how about your interview?
My interview?
Everybody always says I need to get the customer involved, and I'll be honest, you're the only one that's actually ever wanted to be on YouTube. Most of them like to watch me, but they like to hide. They like to hide when the camera comes out.
Okay.
Actually, most of them say they're like, you can do whatever you want, but don't put me on camera. So yeah, that's pretty much why I don't really ever film anybody.
Well, then I was a surprise.
Heck, I'll give you my camera and just let you have at it.
Yeah.
So what do you think? You happy with it?
Super happy.
That's good. Everybody always wants customer feedback.
So yeah, it's whatever I had as a vision, you know, we talked about on that first walkthrough and walkabout, and you went past that. So the check mark on the paper would be exceeds customers' expectations.
Well, that's what I try to do. I'm kind of picky about stuff, if you haven't noticed. So what? I tend to work a little harder to make it look right, and I wish it wasn't so muddy right now, but once it dries out and you drag over it, it'll smooth out pretty nicely.
Yeah, it'll be pretty good.
Considering what it was. Look at all this usable land you have now. Everybody's like, why do you always knocking the trees down? But honestly, in North Carolina, if you don't knock a tree down, you really don't. I mean, I understand we need trees, but you buy all this land, you can't do anything with it unless you make land. So that's what you do.
Yeah, we still kept more trees than the North Carolina Forestry Service.
That is correct, because the Forestry Service actually told you to clear cut the whole entire property.
Yeah, they said cut it all down because it was not managed well. So I don't know how the forests are in California or wherever, but in North Carolina, you're supposed to manage your forest.
Yep, and that requires, see, all this was clear cut back in the 90s and never planted back, so it's just all volunteer stuff. And it's overgrown, it's choking everything out, and it's just, there's no good variety of trees in there. It's just hodgepodge of everything. So they want him to completely clear cut it, and if he wanted back timber, plant back, you know, pine trees or hardwood trees or whatever, or if he wanted farmland,
right,
call me again. All right, well, this is phase 1. Phase 2, there's a lot of projects going out here. He wants a lake back there in the back, so we'll see.
Yeah, I need some place to jet ski.
Oh yeah, well, we can make it as long as it stays within the property lines, and you keep telling me to keep digging, I'll keep digging. So let's do a walkthrough on this Homestead transformation. First thing we're going to start with is taking down that dead tree and these two right here This is the driveway I did earlier this year on the 1910s farmhouse. He is in the process of remodeling that. I'm going to grab this tree and this maple tree right here as well. Kind of get this cleaned up and opened up. They've got a lot of rot in them, and we're afraid that it's going to, you know, that one's probably hollow on the inside and it's leaning over the house, so all it's taken is one gust of wind from blowing over and smashing the house. So what we're really going to save is this humongous oak tree right here. So that's going to kind of be the focal point on this property. The new house is going in over here. I'm clearing out everything from the barn. That's the barn that I filled in the kind of the little basement cellar in it. So I'm taking all these gum trees out, and the new house lot is right here. We decided to save the trees with the pink ribbon on them. We got a nice little maple tree here. It's got a rotten spot. I might be able to cut that off or just leave it alone. But the new house area is this area right out in here. It's pretty good size footprint. I think it's like 120 feet wide. It's a big house, but it's going to sit in here, so I've got to come in here and start taking down all of this stuff, getting this cleared out. That big tree's got to come down. We're going to try to save these two big white oaks right here. I think they're really pretty trees, so I think that'll look nice. Save these great big ones right here, and then that big one over there, and then this maple. That'll kind of give it a good setting sitting in here. But I got to come in here and take out all this other stuff, and pretty much everything from right here all the way down to the bottom is coming out. This is going to kind of open up into a field, and I'm doing about a half-acre pond down here in the bottom. So let's take a little walk before I get started on clearing. There's a few nice white oaks in here that I flagged to save. Come out here with a couple hours the other day with the owner, and we walked around and pretty much tried to figure out and pick the nicest trees out here to save. So I got that big white oak right there marked. You know, I've done this long enough, I can pretty much just walk through the woods and pick out, you know, the trees that are going to look nice when everything's all said and done. But yeah, we're probably going to clear, I think we're pushing about 3 acres now. I got a big group right there we're going to save. But pretty much all these pine trees are coming out. Pine trees and sweet gum trees are in here, and he hates those, so they're going to come out. And the pond, I want to do a big burn pit down in that vicinity over there. But the new pond is going to sit pretty much right in here. If you remember, there was that old irrigation pond up there, and we think it's leaking. In fact, we know it's leaking because the water's down like 3 feet right now. But when I filmed that, when I did the driveway, if you remember, like, you can see how wet this stays in here. I'm gonna come in here and clear all this stuff out, and clear off this slope of the pond dam, the old pond dam, and tie the new one in right here, and come across and dig all this out and throw all that material back there, and pretty much catch all the runoff from up there. And also this pond will overflow into it as well. So the property line is right here. So he doesn't actually own this pond. He only owns like most of this side of the pond dam. And when I come out here and looked at it, the water was all the way up to here, and as you can tell, it's dropped down like 4 feet. So we're not exactly sure what's going on there, but hopefully it's leaking out and it's going this way. So when I build the new pond over here, it should catch all that, I guess, runoff from that pond and everything else from the homestead site. So a lot of trees to take down, and I guess I need to get started.
got a pump house now that looks like a...
Where's the roof on it? All right, well, I'm gonna try to follow the footsteps that I took on the very first day I was here. So I'm gonna play that video before this one so you can kind of see exactly everything I've done. So if you remember, there was a big oak tree right there. Took that one down first and then started off heading this way. So if you remember, everything was just completely grown in and overgrown and very dense. So all this is pretty much the same. There was a tree right here. I got to finish slicking that up on the way out. And we just finished putting all the grass seed out. And so I ended up putting a road through here to gain access back here. And this is pretty much where everything started. If you remember, all this was trees all the way around this barn. I came in here, started clearing all this out, making a path going to the back. After watching that video last night of what it looked like before, trying to follow the same footsteps, it's pretty crazy how much it has changed.
Yeah. I was glad we left some markers.
Yes.
We got the end of the bricks where the outhouse was.
And then our maple tree right here, I specifically said save that maple tree. We're thinking about cutting that off. And
a little bit,
because you've changed your place of where your house was going to go about 4 times. So originally that's where the house was going to go, over there, but now you're just going to do an addition onto the farmhouse.
Probably.
So we left all our big oak trees over here. Let's see. Ended up clearing everything out around the barn. And then it's a whole lot easier to walk now.
Yeah.
So that's the great big oak trees right there. And I think I came kind of through here.
Found that piece of metal, that hood that was in the ground.
Yep. And then I think that's the great big oak tree that well, it's not the great big, these are the great big ones, but I think that one's my favorite oak tree out here. It's just got a nice shape to it. So came in here, ripped out all this small stuff. There's the big oak tree. And then I started walking off down here, trying to explain kind of where the pond was going to go. It was so overgrown and so much trees and stuff you couldn't really tell. But as you can see now, I had a vision in my mind of where the pond was going to go, and it fit right in here. I'm not going to walk over there, but the irrigation pond, the old irrigation pond, is right on the other side of that tree line right there. So as it fills up, I cut a ditch in right there. If you can still see that flag, that is water level, so it's going to come all the way up. Overflows right there, so pond dam is about 2 feet higher than the water level, and the spillway is about 12 inches. So the pond will have to be about a foot over full, and then it'll start running out. For some reason, we get a big hurricane, drops 8 or 10 inches of rain one night. That can flow through there, and it'll still have 12 inches of freeboard before it ever goes over the pond dam. But with that pipe and this running through here 20 feet wide, I just don't think it could ever flow that much. And then we took off clearing this way and cleared all the way up there behind the farmhouse. So I'll get the drone out and do some overhead views of everything.